Hello, my name is Wacky. I'm currently making a graphics library with GLFW and GLAD using C++. Today you'll learn how to make a window inside of my graphics library, and you will also see how it works under the hood. Let's get started. This is the code to create a window. I will show you exactly what it does, and I will show you how to write it from beginning to end. So here I'm just gonna delete everything and I'm gonna start from scratch. You're going to include the CGL.hpp in order to get the library to call all of the header files so you can call in the functions. Next you will create a main. This is where everything will run, right? Then you will do CGL window, and here you'll declare your window. Now in here you will put the width and length of your window. So let's go with 800 by 600. Now you'll also do a title, which I'll just put as YouTube tutorial. Then when you go down a little bit, you will do a while window dot should close, and now you'll put a exclamation mark at the end and put two of those and then do brackets. Currently, I do not have a distinctive syntax for this, so I'm just going to use the GL clear, which comes from the GLFW and OpenGL from itself. It does not use CGL for this part, but CGL has GLFW within it, so you'll be able to use this function. In here, you will put GLFW underscore color underscore buffer bit. Then down here you'll do window dot pull events. This handles the input and other things, like it also handles things like if the width changes or the height, if the user changes anything like that, it will it will go under the pull events. So that's good. Then in here we'll do window dot swap buffers. Swap buffers, basically what swap buffers does is everything you put inside of OpenGL or GLFW, CGL, everything, it goes onto a back buffer, and then that's the next frame, right? And then the front that you see on your window is the last frame. So swap buffers is swapping those buffers so you can actually see what is currently being put onto the screen. I hope that helps. I hope that helps understanding what swap buffers does, and I hope that I explained it well. I tried my best at least. Now you should have a working window as soon as I do return 0 in here. And as you can see, you have a working window using CGL. Here is what a traditional GLFW code to make a window. Here's what it will look like next to the CGL script. So, I don't know. I'd say mine looks a bit more simple, but you know. Okay, so I just finished my last recording, but I realized that I forgot to show what it does under the hood or in the back. So this is what the window.cpp and window.hpp files do. So when you call the window or create the window, this is where it asks for the width and height and title. Under that, it initializes GLFW. This is just some debugging code right here. This initializes GLFW, but this checks if it actually worked, and if it doesn't, then it gives out an error. So it's pretty basic debugging. So here is where I give some hints to the window. Here I'm using context version major 4, which means I'm using the fourth version of GLFW, and this is the 6, so it's 4.6. And here I want to use the GLFW OpenGL core profile. I put it in here to make it simple, but if you think that it should be its own way of setting the GLFW versions, then please do tell me, and I can definitely make it its own function, so it doesn't automatically create it in here. I just thought it will be simple. Then in here, the handle is basically the handle is all of this stuff. It's the input for the GLFW window, which this creates in CGL. So what it does here is it checks all of this stuff if it's put in, like it's just it's kind of like input if you're doing C++ and you put sin. This is kind of like it, just in a different one, and this is also again debugging. If there's no handle, then you know it failed to create the handle, and we give it the context of the handle, so it knows the window is the context and we want to use that window. Now here you can destroy the window with this. We aren't really using it in this. You can put your variable name of the window, and you can put this here, then put that, and now it's destroying the window after it's destroying the window and then terminating GLFW after the while is done, and it also then returns 0, which quits the program. After that, we have the should close, which is a boolean, and it returns the GLF window should close, which is also a boolean with GLFW, and it takes in the handle because it's the window. So this is what we use to see if it should close or if it shouldn't close with CGL. Pretty simple stuff. Most of this is just taken straight out of GLFW and put into CGL because I'd rather have CGL, like I wanted to have its own syntax kind of, so you don't put in GLFW at the start of everything because that's kind of unnecessary in my opinion. I mean, you do have to put CGL, but I think that fits better if you're coding in CGL, and it makes it like it makes it more memorizable in my opinion. I mean, you can put your like opinions down in the comments or join the Discord to tell me that if you think this is stupid, but you know, I like it the way it is right now. So here, window swap buffers, that's just GLFW swap buffers, which takes in this. Same with the polar ones. It just takes them in, but I think it looks better if I put it like this instead of GLFW and then swap buffers and put the window in here. But like I said, you can put your opinions about that down in the comments if you want. So this is everything that's in here. We can also check out the HPP, which is just what declares it, but this isn't really important. You don't need to know this stuff if you're just trying to code in CGL once it comes out. For now, remember you can join the Discord. I'll put a link in the bio so you can join the Discord. We currently only have 6 members.